What is up, traders? Jimmy here with Big Pips Only. Okay, what we want to do today is overview this week's weekly market breakdown and relook at the pairs that we called in the YouTube video. Okay, we were looking at gold, USDJPY, EURUSD, and GBPJPY. So let's get straight into the charts and let's see what happened with the calls that we made on the free. Again, it is a very free weekly outlook. Like I said, my private group, Big Pips Only, I like to give out value. Those of you who do know me, I like to provide as much value as possible, be as real as possible. I like to give out a few free trades to traders every week. This week, those were the 4 pairs that we were looking at. This is just another trade, right, that I was doing personally, which you can see went fairly well. Actually went over, but me being greedy with the profits like I am, I, of course, secured at my take profit. So let's just go straight into it and let's look at them how we posted them on the YouTube video. So first, let's look at gold. Okay. Right. And if you remember, we said that we wanted gold to come down, right, to this highlighted purple region here. We even set an alert, right, live on the call. On the weekly market breakdown, we set this alert here on 170.87 is where we wanted to see it come down to. Okay, so if you go, let's use our replay tool for these, to Friday. So here is where the market closed on Friday, right? So this is where we saw it when we wanted to see our moves from the weekly market breakdown. Okay, so what we wanted to see it push down to that 170.36, 170.87 region, right? Up in here, we wanted to see that push down, and then we wanted to see our push up, right, to these trend lines and to about 1490, 1491, and then we were looking for shorts off of it down to 1459. Okay, so let's see what happened with gold this week. Okay, as you can see, it did push down on the open just a little bit, and then it went back up. Okay, so right now it went down from close, 1475 down to 1473 and back up to about 1480. And then you can see, right, what happened. Let's see what happened so far this week. Boom, right, we had a push up all the way to 1480 again, like I said. And then what happened? We dropped off the cliff, quote unquote, is what most people probably were thinking. We dropped right down to our 17, right, our 1736 and 1787. The alert hit perfectly. We were able to get a great entry off of this in that zone, right? And you are currently here now at 1478. So we went up, about 100 and a little over 111 pips, or I'm sorry, 110 pips. 110 pips and some change. And currently running, about 80 pips, a little over 80 pips in profit. Okay, and again, this was a free call that was on the weekly market breakdown. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at all of our other pairs that we called on the breakdown as well. So when the market closed, this is where we saw price from the weekly market breakdown perspective, right? We wanted to see a push up to the 109.4, 109.5 region, and then a drop off for the spike back up. Okay, so let's just see what happened, right? You can see we're heading up there, right? Because when we closed that market, we were at 109.30. What it looks like, right? So we did actually see And that's what I was telling people in my private chat. We did actually see a little bit higher spike than this projected zone that we had. But I mean, regardless, we saw a very good drop off of it, right? Depending on where you entered, we did see price go all the way up to 109, basically 69 is where it ended up going up to, and then a drop off, right? So you could have had, anywhere from 40 to 50 pips, depending on your entry. And if you got in somewhere on this candle, you would still be about 30 pips in profit. Okay, so there is USDJPY. So for Euro USD now, right, taking a look at this. Here is where we closed at market and where we viewed it from the weekly market breakdown, right? Price was at 111.15. We wanted to see, right, a 35, anywhere from 111.50 to 111.75, basically. So we were wanting to see anywhere from 30, 35 to 50 pip push up and then the drop. That's what I was wanting to see. And let's see what happened. Okay, so this was where the market closed. I'm sorry it wasn't on this candle. It was on this candle, right? So 111.18 instead of 111.15. So I apologize. We had, right, the gap up to open. So you would have immediately, right, been 10 pips in profit. So let's just see what happens. We came up, right? Touch perfectly, 111.75, and drop. Okay, and you guys and girls can go ahead and view that YouTube video. None of these levels have changed. These were all given to everyone on Sunday in the free video. Okay, none of these levels have changed. I haven't changed anything around. I haven't moved anything. All of these levels are the exact same. Okay, so depending on where you entered, if you entered in our purple region, you would be 30 to, 40 pips deep. And if you were actually able to get this peak entry, you would be about 50 pips in profit currently. And you would have gone, as far as almost 70 pips in profit off of Euro USD. So looking at the last one, our last pair was GBPJPY, right? What we wanted to see was it push down to 145 and then it reject off, right? Why? Because we had this big bullish sentiment last week. This was Boris Johnson getting the minority conservative vote, or the majority conservative vote, right, in Parliament. So he will be able to delay the Brexit just a little bit longer and actually get away with it, meaning that it'll strengthen GBP just a tad. So if you go to market close, right, if we go back to the market close, and you can see on here about 8 hours, right, after the market open, we started getting a bunch of news this week. And if you look at these news events, right, orange folder, red folders, right, there was a bunch of red folder GBP news this week. One of them including the manufacturer's PMI, which went bad for the currency, right? And manufacturing is a big part of Britain's economy, okay, the industrial part. So had a major effect on the economy, on the market, right? So if you watch and see what it did, okay, it did end up going down this week, right, with a potential retest of our moving average. Okay, so 3 out of the 4 of the free trades on the weekly breakdown went in our favor. Okay, this one, it was one of those ones. News kind of affected it, right? people in my group, in my private group, they were able to catch the short on this, right? Because in Big Pips Only, my private group, we do not just look for a trade to go long or go short. We look for the trade to go in either direction, right? We plan for both occurrences. I would have more liked for it to go up, but again, we're not the market. We will not win every single trade. But of the free trades, 75% is not bad. I hope some of you guys and girls took these trades this week and were able to make a little bit of money. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe on these videos, especially the weekly market breakdowns that come out on Sunday, right before the market opens. We'll go over our pairs then. If you want a certain pair to be viewed in next week's weekly market breakdown, right, be sure to follow at Big Pips Only on Instagram. We do a Q&A every Wednesday on there, and that's how you can get your voice heard and you can get your favorite pair viewed on next week's video. Okay, so again, thank you guys and girls for tuning in. I hope you all made money. Have a beautiful, beautiful rest of the week. It is Thursday. Do not overtrade. Be diligent that it is Thursday, right? We'll have our market pause here in 13 minutes. Tomorrow is Friday, less volume, right? So be very diligent of that. If you don't like to hold through the weekends, make sure you close your trades out tomorrow and have a beautiful, beautiful weekend. And again, thank you guys and girls for tuning in. And let me know if there's ever anything I can do.